Listen on your favourite podcast platform or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Start with Chris, add a dash of sport, squeeze in some music, then shake, don't stir. And you've got the ultimate blend, LTid with your host, Chris.
Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good day, goodbye. Hello, how the devil are you all? Welcome along. Oh, squeaky bum time. I tell you what, my bum has never been as squeaky. And I've been around a few years, I'll tell you. Welcome along. This is LTid TV from Leicester Till I Die. We are live on many places tonight, mainly Facebook, YouTube and Twitter for myself, and we're on a lot of other channels as well, and we'll introduce them, I guess, in a second. A couple of them are streaming to their own channel. So if you're joining from a Bournemouth, a Leeds, a West Ham or an Everton channel, welcome along. You are more than welcome. Have a bit of fun tonight. We're going to try and predict all the games that involve these teams, our teams between now and the end of the season. Might get a bit juicy if we can't agree, and we might upset one or two people, but let's be honest with you, there's two of these people we're not going to see for 12 months, so it doesn't really matter, does it, if we upset them? No, I jest, of course. If you are listening to us via your favourite podcast platform, thank you so very much for that as well. I will let you have your ears back towards the end of the show. But as it says there, who is going down? Well, not my ex-missus, that's for sure. But it could be. I mean, have you ever known a season like this one? I mean, even as a Leicester fan, had this been any other season, 8 games to go, we would be cut adrift. But it's still anybody's game. Chelsea are in the bottom half, whatever the BBC tried to do to put their 11th in the top 10. But, you know, it's, I suppose from a neutral's point of view, it's exciting. The problem is, none of us are neutrals. Nate is in. Good evening, Nate. How are you? Matthew. So while I'm busy getting tomorrow's cherry picking and our Wembley special ready, did Paddy is... Oh, here we go again. Matthew. I should have recognised the name, shouldn't I? But, like I say, the big question is, who is going down? Well, let's find out. Let's ask my colleagues, my very good guests, and see if they are going to be doing what this gentleman is doing and going down. I don't waste my afternoons, you know. Right, let's bring them all in and say a very good evening to every single one of them. Good evening, gents.
Evening.
Good.
Evening.
Hang on.
I feel like
I need to poke a couple of you. Hello, Earth calling UK. It's like an edition of the Eurovision here. Hello, Belgrade. Can you hear me?
How you doing, Chris? All right?
Hey, yes, I'm very well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can hear me now, can't you?
I could hear you before.
We could have spent the whole show making him think he couldn't hear us all. You all ruined that.
If only I could, Brad. If only I could. Let's go round and introduce everybody. First of all, big Everton fan, James. You'll know him regularly. He's often in the chat modding for us. Good evening, James. How the devil are you?
Bit mixed, to be honest, Chris, but I'm doing all right. Yourself?
Yeah, not so bad. Are you worried? I mean, is there a possible points deduction on the horizon?
Worried is an understatement. I'm bloody terrified. I've been terrified for the last 18 months.
Good. You should be after we put that lawsuit against you. So, yeah.
We started already. I mean, are you worried about this inquiry?
To be honest, I knew it was going to come, To be honest, I'm not denying it. I think we're going to get that deduction or something like that. So either way, we're screwed. So
always look on the prize.
The question is though, will it be this season or will it be next? That's the big question.
I mean, I'm
It's
interested.
already been confirmed for next season, hasn't it? If it's going to happen.
It sounds like it might be next season, according to some people, but I don't know.
But if you go down, then it's not really going to be the EPL's problem, is it?
Not really, but I mean, with the FA, I'm pretty sure the FA will get involved because with the Championship, whether we're still guilty or something like that, I don't know. I don't know how it works, to be honest. Either way, I think we're going to get it.
Yeah. Luke is in. Good evening, Luke. I actually sent you a tweet, mate, inviting you on because we haven't got a Nottingham Forest fan on. So if you do want to come on, just say yes in the comments and we'll get you on. Let's have a look. Sharky is in. What's that trophy behind you? Premier League. Oh, I can remember all those years ago. You know, we were good, Brad.
Yeah, you mean when we actually knew what winning a game felt like? Yeah, yes. I remember them days.
You know, we like to call it BB, before Brendan. Luca is in. Good evening, Luca. Luca, how are you? Can I say Arsenal doing a Spursy? Is that allowed?
No, I think Spurs are doing Spursy at the moment.
At least Arsenal have been top of the league for once. Spurs can even manage that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sean is in. Good evening, Sean. Of the Up the Cherries. Sharky again. Matthew, it's better when you can't hear Paddy, to be honest.
Oh, it's just hard. Do you know what? I've got a new nickname for him as well. I've got to do a dance. David Brent. That's probably the worst impression, isn't it?
Was it an impression? Sorry, I just thought
that was awful, wasn't it? He'll be sending me a message now. You sod.
To be honest with you, I was getting on the phone to 999.
He's gone mad again.
Yeah, I'm going to come now to Andy. First of all, Richard, good evening. How are you? Big Cox is in. And Anthony's in. If either of you two gentlemen come on, we need a neutral to vote on the games that we're not taking part in. So if you are free, anybody, and I say, Luke, if you want to come in to represent Forest, otherwise we'll just relegate you. It's as easy as that. Andy, West Ham, for me, I think you're pretty safe. I mean, you've won a couple of games, weren't pretty, but who cares? You got 6 points, and then you had that great comeback against Arsenal, and you've still got the European Cup. Or the European Conference Cup, whatever it is called, to go for.
I think, obviously, we're playing on Thursday, but we'll get onto the games. This next 3 games will define it, I think. If we could pick up four points at the next 3, I think we're pretty much safe and stress-free.
Well, we'll be the judge of that tonight. We will be. Brad and Carl, you may want to go and go make yourself a cup of tea because I'm going to talk to Craig now. The only man who makes Brad look like he gives short answers. I don't mean this. I really, really don't mean this horrible, but I never thought there would be a day when Bournemouth would be staying up and Leicester would be going down, and it probably will happen this season because you've not made it easy for yourself, and I had you going down right at the start purely because of the cardigan on the touchline. But
the postman?
The postman, yes. I mean, 33 points. I reckon 34 is enough to stay up this season. Your players are going to be on the beach, hopefully, aren't they?
No, I don't think so. I think 37 is probably going to be the figure. The thing is we have, to be honest, you say that, but to be honest, we never imagined the day we'd even be in the Premier League years ago. Yeah. And you probably remember those days all too well when we were on our arse scratching for coins down the back of the sofa and on minus 17. So that's how far this football club has come. I said it was going to be a long answer, but to be honest, though, I think 37 is really the golden point mark for us because, as you probably know, we are playing a number of the teams down there.
Oh, sorry, have you finished? Sorry, I got my book out then.
Well, we're playing a number of the teams down there. So to be perfectly honest, it would be very Bournemouth to get beat by our rivals, around us, and then go and beat Manchester United and Chelsea to stay up. So
probably would. Brad, say something to make me put a smile on my face.
Forest are going to get relegated.
Yay! All right, that'll do.
Leicester's kind of like waiting for the test results back. Right now, we're all feeling negative, and we're really hoping the positive answer comes back from the doctors and not the worst news scenario, because we're literally living off that 45 minutes of Man City under Dean Smith. So we're still waiting. That's where we are now. We're nervously waiting results.
We are. Carl, I think you've been playing on a trampoline, not on a pitch this season, because you've been up 1 minute, down the next, then up and then down again. You thankfully put us off Jesse Marsh coming, and thankfully he didn't. The manager who's probably got a big ego that his talents can't live up to. You're 16th, 29. You're not out of it, are you?
No, like you say, you made a good point. On the trampoline, going up and down, that just sums up our season completely, man. I have to admit, even the last two games just sums it up completely. How we still in this mess, with a shipping in 11 goals. That is not what, even at home, that's the surprising thing. But I don't know what to say. It's kind of all like it's about hope now. It's about hope for us. It's just and then we have to play against yourselves and Bournemouth and West Ham. Like, can we even get the points? That's the question. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm not like my dad though, who would not watch the games nervously. Right, as he's living in Calgary, he does not watch the game. So I feel more sorry for him than for myself. So.
I must admit, and I am sorry, but every time Liverpool scored, I'm like, yes.
I know you did. And I sit there. I wasn't bothered
about the fiction that I'd put in. It's just like, yeah, go on. That'll do our goal difference good. But Brad, I mean, in opposition to that, the fact that we only came away with a 2-goal deficit at Man City was quite good for us.
Yeah, and if you look at very tight seasons that have gone by when it's been a relegation battle, sometimes the goal difference is what keeps a team 17th, 16th. It keeps them up. So the more the merrier. I mean, Carl, I do have one question to ask you, because under Bielsa, losing 6-1 was really good, apparently, because the Leeds play really good football. Was it good football to lose 6-1 again?
I don't know. I think we see more.
I've never understood that.
No,
but
I know. Listen. We just stuck behind Bielsa and we did what we did. But because it's now post Bielsa, I think everyone's vetting their frustration out for the first time in a long time. When we lose 5-1 or 6-1, it's just frustrations, and I think that's where the Leeds fans have been looking at the board itself and thinking, okay, we're back to when we had Bielsa. We didn't bitch and moan about it. But now we're bitching more about it because you have got no succession plan. So that's the issue what we have with them at the moment.
Oh, I've got to say, I have actually got a clip that I managed to get off Sky TV. I downloaded it of them reporting the goals as they went in. Let me just try and find. Here we go. So this was breaking news on Sky when Liverpool was scoring. Sorry, mate. Look,
That
I'm just saying,
reaction just
there's
said it all.
anything from
Yeah.
2 to 3 of you that or 4 that I'm not going to see next season. So what does it matter? Right, I'm just seeing if Luke's going to try and get in to be the Forest fan. Mr. Dorr finishes at work at 8, so he's not able to. And I don't know if Ant's going to be able to come in as the. Let me send Ant the link. And then I will tell everybody how this is going to work.
Hold on, Chris. Before you do,
Here we go.
where's
Here we go. I thought we'd shut him up too long.
where's the Southampton fan?
Well,
They're doing it.
hang on, let me open the table. No, she's not there. I don't know.
I can't find them here either.
No.
I think they've already gone. I think they're already in the Championship.
I know one of them's doing a preview for their game. I know that much. Southampton probably are doing Championship blogs right now.
Yes, yes.
We look, guys. Look, we joke, but Brad, they're only 2 points behind us, mate. Let's not get too cocky.
Hey, I didn't say that we wouldn't start. We've got connections in the Championship already. We're ahead of these lot here anyway. So,
right.
Have you seen Southampton? Have you seen Southampton play, Chris?
Twice they've played us, and twice they've beaten us.
Well, to be honest, that takes something. To be honest, to get beaten by them twice. Hopefully, we won't fall through the same fate because they've been appalling recently.
Right. Well, let us get, and I'll explain what's going to happen. Basically, we're going to go through. I think there's 18 matches that involve our teams in some way or another. Either we're playing each other or we're playing other teams. Hopefully, if the Notts Forest fan can come in, he will be predicting for that. And then hopefully, if Ant can come in, he can do the neutral games where there's nobody, let's say Southampton are involved. I did this earlier. I had a practice run, like UEFA. You see, I'm organised. I don't waste my days. And I did a practice run to see how it worked and what have you, which just has no bearing on the fact of whether it will work tonight or not. But this, when I put all the results the way I thought they would go, I am sorry, Carl, and I'm sorry, James, but I've got Southampton in 20th, Everton in 19th, and Leeds in 18th. Forest just surviving. We were safe, Brad. Don't worry. I did that. I checked that out. We're doing all right. West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, and Fulham and Palace were finishing above Chelsea. So, do you feel that it could be reflective, James?
I thought that it's tough to cut. I mean, we'll check on the games coming up anyway, but it's going to be hard to call. And it would be hilarious if Palace did finish above Chelsea, because Palace were dragged in it weeks ago, and then Hodgson's come back and they suddenly picked up. So it's going to. We'll have to, as I said, we're just going to have to see with the games. We'll predict and see where we go from there.
Let's have a look and see which the first game is. Ooh, excitement. Bournemouth against West Ham. Now, Andy, you've been very quiet, and if I let Craig go first, you won't get a word in. How do you feel this one's going to go?
It depends how tomorrow night goes, to be perfectly honest. It could go extra time. It could go penalties. I think we've got to go for it and put a strong side out to try and get the result. But if you were offering it to me now, I would take a draw, to be perfectly honest. I think a draw is better than none. So I'm going to be brave and go for a 1-1 draw. I don't think we'll win. I think it'll be, if we win, it'll be lucky.
So you are going for a draw. Craig, are you going to win this, or do you agree with the draw?
To be honest, I'm going to go for us to win this, because the reason being is we're coming off the back of 2 good away wins against yourself and, of course, against Spurs. Gary O'Neill is getting his tactical decisions right. So I feel if there needs to be, I think it's going to be tight. I don't think it's going to be a walkover. A game against West Ham never is. But I think it's it's going to be a narrow win, and we will always concede. I think. I think, to be honest, 2-1 win, Bournemouth.
Right. That we would therefore then normally we would need the referee, but we haven't got a referee at the moment. So I'm going to go to let's go to Carl and say which way do you think this one will go, Carl?
Bournemouth really, really done well. You have surprised me completely. The way you handle against Spurs, and you should have got that draw against Arsenal. That would have been a huge point. But you responded in the way how Arsenal did when they won at the end. You get Spurs, and I have a feeling West Ham. If whatever West Ham happens tomorrow night, and they go for extra time penalties, Andy, I think that's gonna be a lot of tight. There's gonna be a lot of tightness in that team. Come this week on Sunday, I just worry about it. I think Bournemouth will edge it just about.
Right.
That's fine. That's fine. It's fine.
I'm actually going to go. I'm going to give this a draw because I think West Ham are they are on a run, but Bournemouth are on the run. All depends, I think, how you do in Europe, Andy.
It depends. Obviously, we've not got Scamacca. He's out for 3 months. So I think Antonio's going to play tomorrow. And if we play a lone striker with Danny Ings, Bournemouth are going to have a field day. It depends whether Antonio can do 2 games in 3 days. Personally. So, but if you don't have to go for the draw, there's been 2 votes. So if you go for a Bournemouth win, it's fine.
Well, what I'm going to do is take an independent one here. So Scott is in the chat. So I'm going to take Scott as my independent voice at the moment, and he has gone for a 2-2 draw. So we're going to count that one as a draw.
Just very quickly on that note as well, Andy's made a good point there. Danny Ings will potentially be playing up front. Of course, former Bournemouth player, and seems to have, quite a bit of luck playing against us. So I wouldn't rule out him scoring. And he seems to kind of ruin the day. I wouldn't have minded him coming here, to be honest.
Yeah. I think the pair of you, to be honest with you, would take a draw. I think, wouldn't you? Because you're both. You're on the cusp of being safe. Is there anybody here that even thinks that Southampton are going to get anything away at Arsenal?
No. They're going to get absolutely annihilated, about 5 or 6-0. That's the honest truth. I'm not saying that just because it's Southampton. I think they are going to get absolutely annihilated, 5 or 6-0.
Brilliant. Anthony is in. He is the adjudicator. Good evening, Anthony.
Hello, Chris. You okay?
Not so bad. Welcome along. You are our neutral fan tonight, so you're going to get the joy of predicting games that doesn't include Southampton who aren't here. I would imagine you think you're going to stuff Southampton, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we hope so, Chris. My prediction for that game, in all fairness, I thought Arsenal should win 3 or 4-0, but this is Arsenal we're talking about, and last season, Southampton stopped us getting 4th spots. So, anything can happen this Friday. So, but fingers crossed, we can win and stay top.
If you don't win that, then I think you've got to start panicking about the title, to be honest with you. But I agree. I think we're going to go for a home win with that one.
I think the Southampton last year, it was a lot better than the Southampton this year. They've been through already 2 managers. I just don't think they're very good. And to be honest, Arsenal, and going back to our game with Arsenal earlier on in the season, I think after you pulled back a goal, Anthony, I think the whole emphasis, you was throwing everything at us. And that's what a real champion does, is they turn around, and when they're not playing particularly well, which Arsenal probably wasn't playing as great as they could do that day, they get results. And that's why I think Arsenal will win it. I'm
going to move on because I'll come to
Chris, sorry.
No, just we've got a lot of games to get through. That's all I am thinking.
So what have we actually overall voted on for the Bournemouth West Ham?
It's on a home win for Arsenal. That one. The first one was a
No.
draw. Second one was
The first one's a draw. Okay, it's just so I can keep up because I didn't know if you was going to go around and do individual
I
score
will.
predictions.
When a game involves one of you guys, I will come to you guys, and I think Craig will just jump in whenever he wants to. Brentford, Aston Villa. Now, obviously, neither of those guys are in. Pretty much, I don't think either of these two teams are in trouble. So I'm going to come to you, Anthony, as the neutral. Which way do you see this going?
I'm going to say Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa for the win. I think the way Unai Emery's got that team sorted, Chris, is fantastic. I mean, I think they're only 2 points away from sixth place. So, and at the minute, Ollie Watkins, he's playing absolutely spectacular under Unai Emery. He's changed him into a different player. So, I'm going to have to go for a Villa win.
Villa are actually sixth. They've jumped above Fulham, Brentford, and Brighton. They're only 3 points behind Spurs at the moment, so they could. Well, at the moment they're sat in a European place, so all credit to Unai Emery. So go for an away win, Anthony.
I'm going to go for a away win. Yeah,
brilliant. Right, James, you are away to Crystal Palace. I mean, last year your away form was awful, and well, until you came to the King Power, of course. But your home form, well, it was better. How has it been this season, and what are you going to get at this game?
The away form's been shocking again. We've only won one away from home all season again, and that was just Southampton. Home, we've not been winning enough games either, so I don't know. This is going to be. I'm going to go with draw. Palace have been on a good run lately, but I think we're due a draw at some point, and I think we'll probably get it just.
So you are going for the draw. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so a draw for that one. Carl, you are away to Fulham on the first game for yourself. Fulham, still no Mitrovic for this game. And that, to be honest with you, is going to be a big plus, hasn't it? But what is it with Leeds this season? I mean, I joked at the start about a trampoline, but you're up and down like a Bryce Knickers, aren't you?
Yeah, we're only taking 9 points away from home, which has been dreadful this past season. And Dan James scored against Everton last weekend, so he's going to be eligible to play on Saturday, which is a huge bonus for us because we lost to Fulham at early start of the season. 3-2 at Ellen Road, so it was really quite really tough because that was a lot of pressure was going on. I just fear because after what happened in the last two games, I think there needs to be a change in the team in the starting 11. I think when you have players like Max Werber and Liam Cooper and Tyler Adams who's been injured, you miss that leadership quality. You miss that leadership quality completely, and that's what we suffered the last two games. I think if we bring Cooper and Werber back in, I think that will help that defense communicate better, which we've lacked in for the last two games, which was disappointing. Yeah. So, listen, without Mitrovic, Fulham did get a win, but I don't know. I think Fulham might be on the holiday. Right now, I will take a draw to be on the safe side because I think it's going to be a bit difficult where we go. So I'm taking a draw.
You're taking a draw for that one, right, Brad? Our first home game under the Three Musketeers, the return of Shaky to the KP. Will Leicester be shaky, or will John Terry shore up the defence? And is the best chance of winning threatening the Wolves players with John Terry to be let into their wives' changing rooms or whatever?
I mean, possibly. We might need to use John Terry in that method, but. Like I said, we're all just waiting for this game kind of eagerly in a way to set up the stall because I think Leicester have to win it to stay up because nothing's going to knock this team's confidence back down to ground level than backing up that second half of a Man City game with a defeat. So I'm going to go out there. I'm not going to sit on the fence at these sprinter wearers. I'm going to go for a Leicester win. I think we win it. Because it's at home. If it was at Molineux, I'd fear it a bit more. But at home, we've got to win. We've got no choice if we're to stay up. We're already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, no. This is if we lose against Wolves, then I mean we've got 4 games we must win coming up, including obviously Fulham and Everton. But that is like you say, a must win. Anthony, it's back to yourself. Liverpool against Forest. Now, Forest beat Liverpool earlier in the season, as did Leeds. Are we going to see another 6-1 Liverpool?
You know what? It might look that way because of where Forest are in the league, and I mean they still got a chance of going down, getting relegated as well. So I saw the expectation is going to be high from both teams, but obviously Forest has got more to play for because they need to survive. But I can't see a Forest win, so I would most probably go for a Liverpool win on this one, and I'll most probably say something like 4-0 Liverpool.
Right. So you are going for a home win.
Yes.
Why we've got Chelsea in here, but then again, they are in the bottom half of the table, so fair play, I guess. Man United, Chelsea, Anthony.
This game's going to be a bit intense. To be honest with you, I think Manchester United. What people don't realise is that they've got players injured. They've got Rashford out injured. They've got Martinez.
And they're playing
out
on
injured.
Thursday as well. They're playing on Thursday.
And they're playing Thursday as well, so they can pick up any injuries on there. I'm
Scoring goals.
going to go on a fence with this one. Do you know what? I think a Desmond on this one is going to be a draw.
Okay, but don't forget, Anthony. 2 words that could affect.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but I need to just shoot off for a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, no problem, mate. No
Bye.
problem. Cheers, thank you. 2 words. Frank Lampard.
I know Frank Lampard, but I think this is where Frank Lampard might turn it around. He just turn it around just in this one game. It is Manchester United, and I can see it being a draw. I can't see Man United doing anything with the amount of injuries and the lack of goal scoring opportunity up front with Weghorst. Let's be honest.
Okay, that's fine. Just as James goes, the Everton game comes up. Anthony, back to you again.
Yeah,
You'll be on double time.
It's going to be a hard game. I mean, it's Newcastle, and Newcastle are fighting out for that 3rd and 4th spot, aren't they? So, and Dyke is he's trying to keep Everton up, but he's been losing a couple of games of late. I feel Newcastle's going to win this one, but it'd be by the odd goal. So I'm going to go for a Newcastle win on this one.
Oh, well, you win. Brilliant.
Just on that as well, Eddie Howe has got a fantastic record against Everton.
Yeah.
He's got a very good record against Everton.
He does.
Cole, let's come to you first because you're at home. The proverbial 6-pointer. It could have been the return of Jesse Marsh, but thank God it isn't. But which way do you see this one going, Carl?
This is a must-win. It's a must-win home game now. It really is now. The pressure's on because the fans are now going to get frustrated because if we don't win this game, we are definitely going to be struggling to stay up. We have to win this game, and I think Javi Garcia realized this now. This was the game that we have to get the points to stay up to keep ourselves in the Premier League. I think we'll get a win just about. But like I say, it's not going to be pretty, but I think Leeds will get the win.
You're going for a Leeds win. Brad?
Oh, Leeds are getting absolutely tanked. I mean, you get embarrassed 6-1 at home. Your manager, I only realised a few weeks ago, isn't even on a proper contract. He's basically on a see how results go basis.
We didn't want to take a risk on the.
No, I understand, but at least secure the players' mindsets.
We're on very thin ice ourselves here, Brad. Be careful.
I know. I do feel sorry for Cole and Leeds fans, but it's like they've taken. Somehow you've managed to take Jesse Marsh and somehow take 3 steps back, which is very impressive and very sad to watch for Leeds fans, I admit. I think you're in trouble. I don't think this is a man for the job at Leeds. I think you needed more inspiring signing. I won't give you my scoreline prediction.
Like who, for instance? Like who? Because we did.
True.
we were looking at Aris slot for fire. He was not going to go nowhere, and with the other managers didn't want to come back. You didn't want to come. So
yeah, I'm not going to give you a score prediction because I like to come.
I just need home win.
I'm going for an away win. Don't worry.
You're going for an away win, which is 1-1, so it makes back to Anthony.
This is your game, innit? The Leicester and Leeds one. Both teams fighting to stay up. I feel you've got more opportunity up front than what Leeds United have got in attacking opportunities for scoring goals. Your guy, the music you play, Chris, naturally, I got a funny feeling you're going to be playing that song if you're doing the watch along on this one. So I'm going to go for a Leicester win on this one.
You don't mean, do you? He says this one.
That's brilliant, Chris. That is brilliant. Chris, I want you to make one of those for me.
It was definitely that one.
I'm sorry there, Carl, but that is going to be a home win, an away win, sorry, says Anthony. And I am sorry, James, but as he went away, Everton came up next and at home to Newcastle. Would you have gone for the Newcastle win?
Yeah, Newcastle on the roll, they're top side. So yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Back to Anthony. My God, we're overworking you today, Anthony. Forest at home to you're an Arsenal fan. You got nothing else to look forward to, have you? Nottingham Forest hosting Brighton.
Oh, there's no question in it, Chris. I mean, I could rant. I could not rant, but I could talk all day about these two teams. And all I'm going to say at the end of it is a Brighton win. That's all I can say at the end of it.
Right. Well,
I've always liked you, Anthony.
Yes. I
can't disagree with that. I think Brighton, when they come down here, were fantastic. One of the best teams I've seen so far this season, without a doubt.
Certainly still retain the magic after Potter left. Bum. Andy, coming to you now. You're hosting Liverpool, who, let's be honest with you, a month or so ago were having, by their standards, a dreadful season, but kind of turning it round a little bit. Is this bad news for you?
Yeah, we've had a couple of good results at the London Stadium against Liverpool, including last season, but the games are coming thick and fast. It's like Sunday, then Wednesday, obviously playing. If I'm being realistic, I'd probably say for a draw, but I'm going to be fair. I'm going to go for a Liverpool win. I think they'll have a bit too much for us.
Okay, no, that's fine. I mean, like I say, it's all about being honest and seeing where we think our teams are going to be.
Do you know what, Chris? I reckon that is going to be a surprise. I think West Ham will win that. I honestly do.
I said that when we played. I had the feeling on Friday that we'll get a draw against Arsenal, and it did. But I'm not going to change my mind. I'm going to be
fair enough.
I'll go for a Liverpool win.
I was getting excited when West Ham played Arsenal because I'd gone for a 2-0 win to Arsenal. And then I saw that you'd pulled one back, and I thought that was the end of the game. And I thought, well, at least I've got 3 point for the win. And you bloody drew, didn't you?
So somebody stole that point in that predictions, didn't they, Chris? Somebody predicted the draw there.
Yes, indeed. That's not meant to. How is that table going, Brad?
Oh, I'm ahead of Steve Lynex, mate.
Oh, you are. That's true. That is true. That's it behind me. I think that's the thing at the moment. Wolves Palace, Anthony. Two teams that are
Wolves and
probably
Palace
safe now.
Yeah, two teams that's most probably safe. You look at the. I think Wolves are poor up front, but they got like a reasonably good midfield. I feel the same exactly for Palace, with Zaha and that, obviously that he's their main goal scorer. And not forgetting old Roy Hodgson, he's gone back there and he's changed things around gradually, hasn't he? So, but you know what? I'm going to go for a draw on this one, Chris. I think this game's got a draw written all over it.
It has now.
Yeah.
We all laughed at Roy. I always want to say Roy Rogers, but we all laughed at Roy Hodgson going back. But my God, he's made a difference. But apparently, Zaha was the lead in the players going to the board saying that they wanted Vieira to go. Anthony, I'll stick with you on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Palace fans were surprised when Vieira got sacked. I mean, a few of them was. I know a few of them was on like when they were doing their streams as well. But you know, I mean, obviously the board, he just obviously the board couldn't agree with him, and like you know, thought this was going to be, you know, he's treading on thin ice sort of thing, and they've got rid of him. And what what an appointment to replace him by Roy Hodgson. It'd be definitely interesting who's going to be the manager there next season.
Yeah. And I don't know, can I just say, Craig, I'm not purposely ignoring you, but you did have the first game, and I think that's the end of your season. I'm not seeing you come back up. Yeah.
No, I know where we're coming back up. Just on that point of Roy Hodgson, of course, as everybody probably knows, because it's gone a bit viral. I did speak to Harry Redknapp, and with regards to Roy Hodgson, he said, "What a good, what a good appointment it was. It was, it's not." And basically, he turned around and said, "It's not rocket science to actually get those players playing together." And I think that's a bit of a condemnation of Vieira. I think he lost that dressing room.
Yeah, I think he obviously did. What we're hearing now. Andy, no, it's not Andy, is it? It's Anthony again. It's Claret and Blue. I get confused. Anthony, Villa, Fulham. I mean, Villa. Let's just say, what an inspired signing getting Emery was. But Fulham, they're going to regret that match when they lost Mitrovic, aren't they?
They are, yeah, and you know, obviously, I think is he out for the remainder of the season? That Mitrovic, I think he is, isn't he?
He's gone a
game. I think at the game when he plays Leicester is his last one.
Typical.
He's
yeah. Oh, he's back after it. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one here, I can't see nothing but a Villa win, and we've probably got Ollie Watkins scoring in this game as well. So. Yeah, I'm just gonna say for a Villa win because Unai Emery to me he's a brilliant manager. What he's achieving there at the minute is fantastic.
Can I just say from the sidelines we are getting banter from Mr. Dorr, who, if I'm looking, is only one place above us. So I don't know who he's going to be bantering at, but. If we go down, we're going to take you with us, Mr. Dorr.
Mr. Dorr. Unfortunately, we'll have to play you. According to my friend Harry, we'll have to play you. If we want to have that Hooters dinner, which we've been talking about for ages, it's going to have to be in the FA Cup.
Oh, nice one. No. What I like about football, it's nice to kick somebody when they're down.
Although saying that, they have got Hooters in Liverpool now, haven't they?
A lot of games to go through. Chelsea, Brentford, Anthony.
Chelsea and Brentford.
Don't know why these games they didn't come up before.
No, it's right. I just feel that from where they are, they're pretty much close now. Within the league, them two, aren't they? Brentford and Chelsea. So
Chelsea are 11th, 4 points between them.
So I can see Brentford playing well, but same again. I think it's going to be a draw.
A draw, not a problem. Oh God!
Here
we go. Now is the time to go.
Yes.
The South Coast Derby.
Yes.
Scumhampton. The biggest team on the South Coast, hosting a little club that plays in a car park.
Bollocks.
I It's not even a car park they own, it's a municipal car park. Craig, I'm dreaded saying it, but over to you.
Right. So, Southampton, without a shadow of a doubt, he's got his book out straight away. Southampton, without a shadow of a doubt, the worst team in the league. There is one player that they've got, James Ward-Prowse. No doubt he will get a free kick. No doubt he'll score that free kick. But they're not very good. They're devoid of confidence. The manager, I think, is, very, very poor. I don't rate him at all. Nathan Jones, maybe they should have stuck with him a little bit longer. They shouldn't have really got rid of their previous manager.
Ralph
Hasenhüttl, yes. I can't believe I forgot his name there for a second. But yeah, they're that irrelevant. They haven't turned up today. To be honest with you guys, we do banter them, but we do appreciate everything that they did when we were in the shit, put nicely, on -17. So, Anthony's currently looking for an alcoholic beverage, I think. Oh no, that's what he's driven to. Have a guess which way I'm going, Chris.
Oh, sorry, have you finished? Right, sorry. I was going to say...
you can have a guess which way I'm going.
I was going to say, wake me up when you finish, but my wife used to say...
In fact, the last time we won there, we won 3-1. I think this is going to be 4-1.
Okay, I'll be honest with you, I would agree with you on that. I think Bournemouth will... Oh my God.
Just remember, he said that the wrong way round, so he's gone for a 4-1 Southampton win.
No, I fucking haven't. No, no, I haven't. No,
I'm having him on a technicality, Chris. I'm having him on the technicality on that one.
Chris, here's the question, though. Here's the
question. No.
Right. At that point, I haven't calculated this, but could we say...
There we go. He's muted him. Carl.
Let's listen what he's saying. Give him what he's saying.
We've got to come back to him in a minute. He's going to be on again in a minute because
I know he's doing, but let him finish his say. I know you want to get into buses,
buses. Bournemouth games come along 2 at a time. Carl, you are then going to be travelling down to Bournemouth. Which way do you see it going, Carl?
I know you lot are only going to be back in Bournemouth, except for you, Craig. You're a Bournemouth fan. But I'm mostly back in Bournemouth to win, so you can just relegate us. And it's not a surprise. We all went through this last season. We thought Burnley stayed up, and look what happened. We stayed up, So, listen, Bournemouth will not be on their holiday. They're going to give us a tough game. There's no doubt about that one. There's no doubt about it. But in a way, I think Leeds have to get these points. And I know I have to go I'm not taking no draws. We have to get these points. I'm going with an away win.
Yeah, for an away win. Did I unmute Craig?
Oh, I've unmuted myself.
Oh, you've unmuted you cheeky devil.
No, what I was going to say was for that Southampton game, could we, I haven't done the calculations, but could we relegate Southampton?
I've no idea. So what do you think about this game? You're hosting Leeds. I would imagine you're going to go the same way. I've got to be honest with you. I've been impressed with Bournemouth. All joking aside, you got rid of Parker, which was probably one of the best things you ever did. Gary O'Neill, he's had a bit of a ride. I was on your show the other night, and I know you were saying, some of your fans don't even like Gary O'Neill, but he's doing the business for you, isn't he?
I think, and I need to explain this a little bit. So I do apologise. Honestly, no, this is quite a big one.
I'm going to get bought myself, Chris.
But I think that there will be a really emphasis on Bournemouth beating Leeds, and the reason being is there's been a lot made about it beforehand. Now, to be honest, I don't agree with this because it's 33 years ago, but there's a bit of a dislike towards Leeds. Because of 1990. To be honest, I was 5 years old at that point, so I can't remember it. But at the same time, there is that added emphasis. There will be that going around the Bournemouth base. no doubt that will get into the background. So of course, Fletcher will probably know about that as well, Steve Fletcher. I think that there's going to be a real emphasis for us to beat Leeds, and I think we will. And I think it'll be a 2-1. Sorry, Carl.
Okay.
No, so son, you got to back your team. You have to back your team.
Can I just say, can anybody put their hand up if they actually don't hate Leeds?
There's no answers that. No one's not going to put their hand up because
I actually like going to Ellen Road. I think it's a good away day. So I'll say
it is, yeah.
I don't mind Leeds. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't mind it at all.
I have put my hand up here, Chris. That is my finger. That is my finger. I have put my hand up. All right?
I'll let you off.
Right, we've got one home, one away. So it's down to you again, Anthony.
Yep.
Oh, but do you know what? I think with these, the way Bournemouth is, you most probably would favour Bournemouth. But if you get, I know it's going back a while, but I can remember going back in October, and obviously with Bournemouth as well. Both Leeds and Bournemouth beat Liverpool, which was they both pulled results out of the bag. But but what I was going to do, because obviously with what I'll call him Paddy Kirk, what he just said. It was just...
He's passing around the YouTube community now. I don't look anything like him. I look more like David Brent than I do Paddy
I don't understand what Matt was going on about, in fairness.
It started from my brother. From my brother, and my brother thought that it would be a funny thing to start calling me Paddy Kirk. Yeah, he's a Reading fan.
Wait, this isn't Paddy from EastEnders, from Emmerdale.
Yeah, this is Paddy Kirk, the one with the big glasses and
the bald head.
Big bald head.
Anthony, coming back to you quickly, getting away from Emmerdale.
Basically, I was going to go for a draw. I think this. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Scott says, "Blimey, Chris, you found someone that can give Brad a run for his money." And in fact, Doug says Bournemouth are practically safe. I think they are as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll be all right.
Right. Next game. Oh God, very very quickly here, and Arsenal Chelsea. We'll get these quickly out of the way if there's not one of our teams involved. So, which way are you going to go?
I'm going to have to go back my own team, Chris. I don't think Chelsea's got anything there to beat Arsenal. No, I don't think they have.
I think you are quite right as well. No Forest fan and no Brentford fan. Brentford have looked a little bit dodgy, haven't they, last few games? But have they going to have? Are they going to have too much?
I reckon that'll be a draw. You know, they're on the slide. Brentford.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Brentford are that dodgy.
They've lost their last 2 home games, I think, and they as well. I think.
No, but I do truly believe Forest are that shy. So
don't beat around the bush, Brad.
no, I'll come out swinging, mate, with Forest.
Brentford haven't won in 5.
Forest perfect on it. That's all right. It's great.
Yeah, they drew
draw.
They drew with Leicester. They drew with Brighton. They lost to Man United. They lost to Newcastle. Which, fair enough, that's 2 difficult games. But then they did lose to Wolves. Anthony, which way are you going?
I'm going to go Brentford. I think they're just edge it.
Okay.
Good lad, Anthony.
Win. Brighton again quickly. Anthony, Brighton Wolves.
Brighton win.
When I did this earlier, we only brought the games up that were involving our teams. I don't know what the hell. This is the Leicester Mercury for you. You know, we know what they're like, don't we, Brad? He's Jordan getting his own back on us. Anthony, Crystal Palace, West Ham.
That'd be me.
Draw. I reckon it's a draw.
Sorry, Andy. Sorry, I completely forgot. Andy, you're here. Good evening. How are you?
I'm all right.
There we go.
There we go.
I apologise for that. I apologise. How do you see this one going?
We've beat Palace at Selhurst Park a lot. We've got a good record there. We won comfortably there. It's the first opening game on the lunchtime kickoff, 12:30. I think we'll get the win. I said I'd take 4 points out of that week, so I think we'll get the win.
I can say I think earlier on in the season, I thought it would be West Ham that would get out of it. Do you think? Because I mean, I hear most West Ham fans wanting Moyes out.
Yeah.
Is sticking with him, and you could, cause that was right up to when we sacked Rodgers. Do you think you've done the right thing sticking with him?
Yeah. If we were going to sack him, we should have sacked him the 3 games we lost before the World Cup, and we never. To be honest, there's not going to be a manager out there who would come in for that time. And the two favourites for the job are Rodgers and Potter. And if you ask me to pick, I wouldn't pick any of them. Mine would be Michael Carrick from Middlesbrough. That's who I'd want as West Ham manager.
Cheers very much. Yeah, well, apparently get in the queue because we're after him as well.
I'll tell you what, Andy, have a watch of that show with Harry Redknapp because
here we go.
Michael
Here
Carrick.
we go.
And I'll tell you what, that's what.
There we go. Let's mute him again. I think he's on a he's on a sponsor about how many times he can mount. Just to say, everybody, Craig's done a show with Harry Redknapp. There we go. Go and check it out.
Go and check it out because I've watched all 3 shows and all 3 shows are quite good.
There we go then. Right, we can move on now from Harry Redknapp. Anthony, Fulham Man City.
Oh, it's only going to go one way, isn't it? It's only going to go one way, and it is. I hate to say it, but it's going to be a Man City win.
Yeah, James. Are you coming down to the King Power?
No, I won't be able to get there. No.
But are you going to regret not coming because your team's going to win, or are you glad you're not going because you might lose?
Can't see anything but a win for you guys. Judging by away form, we're absolutely shambolic on the road, so I can't see anything but a Leicester win.
Have you seen Leicester play this season?
I have. But have you seen our away record? We can't win against anyone at the minute.
Yeah, you did that. You said that last year. You'd won one away game all season. You'd look for the King Power.
I know, but we've got no goals in this. That's the difference. We had enough goals last season, but this season we've got nothing.
What is up with Calvert-Lewin? Is he out for like the rest of the season? I've not. Or is
he's been back in training. He's been back in training, but Dyche has not been rushing him back, which is the right thing to do because he's had so many injuries. But I don't know. Calvert. I mean, I'd be amazed if he ends up playing again.
You obviously got the manager that every other team that was in that relegation fight wanted. Have you seen well, I'm looking at the table, I'm guessing not, but have you seen, not in just in results, but in the effort from the team, have you seen a change since Sean Dyche has come in?
Take away the Fulham game and Arsenal, we just got ripped apart in both of the matches, but yeah, there's been more effort, there's been more, we haven't been leaking many goals. And the football, it's not been absolute dire. The problem is we have created numerous chances in certain matches, but we've just not been putting the ball in the net. That's the problem. We've just not been clinical enough. And on Saturday against Fulham, if Mopé actually had a finish, it could actually score for once. He could have actually had 2, and we could have actually ended up winning the game. But judging by, Fulham were just too good for us in the end. But yeah, it's got better a bit under Dyche, but the problems are still there.
Yeah,
that is inherited.
Well, Brad, the Everton fan went for Leicester win. The Newcastle fan who's really relieved that for the first time in many years he's not been included in this sort of show. As this is the third of the 3 games that we can't afford to lose, but will we?
When I watched Everton against Fulham and they went 1-0 up, I thought, oh dear, here we go. They're going to get on a nice run of form. And if we don't get our act together in the games before, and this is going to be a tough one. But when you can't beat a Fulham side that have been so heavily reliant on Mitrovic, I'm sure that increases James's worry, because they were a team that even we were talking about that were kind of done with this season. They kind of lost the grip on challenging for Europe, so they were kind of falling off the perch a little bit, if you will. I'm kind of hoping that becomes into effect. So I'm going for a Leicester win. It's Everton, come back, bite us on the butt. But from what I've seen from both sides, I can't see anything other than a Leicester win, I'm afraid, James. For yourself.
Well, he agreed with you, didn't he?
I know, which is really bad to hear. I felt I'd have a debate on my hands.
I think he's playing us a curveball here, Brad. Anthony, Newcastle, Southampton, again only going one way when Newcastle are at home, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to go one way, and obviously, come on, you Saints! Now is Newcastle. Newcastle win.
Oh God, here we go, guys. Okay, Bournemouth are hosting Chelsea, and in all fairness, I'm going to say this before to be fair to Craig. When I went this earlier, I actually went for a Bournemouth win.
And do you know what? I agree with you. And this is a game that personally I think we'll win. The reason being, we've got a very, very good track record against Chelsea. I don't think they're gelling. I think they've got a lot of players. They've spent a lot of money. But that money needs to gel. So personally, I think we might win this.
You know what? Considering we're doing a relegation zone, he's the only person on the show so far that has not dropped a point for his own team. I am loving the loyalty.
I don't think you have either, have you, Brad?
Yeah, but I'm allowed to. It's a Leicester side I chose. Gosh, he's had more games than me.
The question on everybody's lips, Craig, is: did Harry think you'd win that one? I'm joking.
Well, actually, the funny thing is, I did speak to Harry.
Yeah, there you go.
Why encourage it? Why do you encourage it?
I'm my own worst enemy.
No, I don't. No, when I did speak to him, no. He did feel for Frank. He did feel for Frank, to be honest.
I love you, mate.
I know, mate. I know. You can watch it later on.
With you, shouldn't I? On the weekend.
Oh God, you wouldn't be able to shut me up, would you? Do you know what? I'll tell you what. We might have to record that. Do you? I'll tell you what, guys. Do you want us to stream the beer?
Huh?
Obviously not. Well done, lad.
It'd be great watching. It'd be great watching. We'll put it on both channels.
The masses have spoken, Craig. Basically, no, they don't.
No.
That's getting clipped. What time are we on? 1:02. Right. I'm making a note of that one. James. Brighton away. Ooh, that's a nasty one, isn't it?
Home win next.
The optimism, James, from you, mate.
The optimism radiating off of James. The confidence you've got in your own team.
James is doing the reverse to what I'm doing and what you're doing, Brad. He's giving Everton 0. He's giving you Everton nothing.
Well, that's how it's done. Home win. Move on.
Yeah.
Brad, an away game against Fulham. The last game without Mr. Mitrovic, and they have struggled without him.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean nothing because Fulham absolutely slapped us around the King Power Stadium. I've never been more glad that I chose to go on a family trip to the cinema to watch the Avatar movie, which I don't even like, than avoid watching that game. I actually think that
only because the wind blew. That's why you went to watch it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was more interested in the side story in that movie, I'll be honest with you. But in this one, I think we'll have done the damage in the 3 games beforehand, and I think this will be a draw. I just see it being a draw.
Funnily enough, that's what I went with as well. But Fulham have only won 1 in the last 5.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe.
I just think if the results go how we think they're going to go, we'll take our foot off the gas a little bit and maybe just go, oops, concentrate again.
Don't. Anthony, Liverpool hosting Brentford. Sorry, I'd called you an arse then, didn't I? I stopped my Arsenal word halfway through. Liverpool hosting Brentford.
Liverpool versus Brentford. That's twice I've been called an arse today.
What's by your missus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liverpool versus Brentford. You know what? I think I'm going to go for. I'll go for a Liverpool win on this one. They're just edge it because I feel they got more opportunity to offer up front. With Gakpo and Norris and all that sort of stuff. So they got more striking opportunities there.
Yeah. Carl, a game that I'm sure you're not looking forward to, but Brad and me are looking forward to.
I already said this to a few people. This one's written off. I'm putting Man City win with this one. So don't point asking me that one because it's pointless.
No, it could be for you.
Could we see a record broken? I wonder.
They've never heard a word.
You know what? You guys don't realize, compared to where we were last season, we had to rely on 2 players that saved us up, Cameron Phillips and Rafinha, which was so true. And now we have to rely on Rodrigo, who's our top goal scorer, Nonto, even Banter's injury prone. I have to rule him out. And even Max Werber and Liam Cooper, because they're the ones who can get the defense sorted out. And we're missing tight ends, but without this, I wouldn't say that it's Man City win, but we just need those players back so we can solidify ourselves. So,
Carl, let's look at earlier in the season. I remember you playing Liverpool and me wanting Liverpool to win because of where you were in the table, and you went and beat them.
Yeah, of course. But I was only to save Jesse Marsh's job. It was pretty much. But since then, has there been any change? Not really. Look, I know what Brad said earlier on about we could have got a big name. I don't think we could have done, not like Pochettino, who's never was going to come, especially with how that board is run. I would not trust them to get a proper manager. Look, we had to take Grassi. He was the only man available. It's only a flexible contract. So it was only the best alternative for us because we need to play that long term. What else can happen? Because those owners are not going to be there by the end of the season because the 49ers investments will take over the club one way or another. Radazani's is going to buy Inter Milan. So I'm not too bothered about it.
No. It's all looking good, Brad. Anthony, Nottingham Forest hosting Southampton. For me, Southampton, they just every now and again seem to pull a game out of the hat. They haven't won in 5 and they've lost 4 of those, but they beat us, although let's face it, that's not exactly hard this season. And they have occasionally, when you think they're going to get stuff, they do go out and actually win a game. But this, it might be, I don't know if it'll be too late for them by then, but it's at Forest, and Forest do have better form at home than away.
They do, yeah. I can see this game. It's going to be obviously 2 teams battling out for relegation. Regarding that way, because like what you said, Southampton can pull something out of the bag, at least when we don't expect it. But I'm going to go for a draw in this game, Chris. I think it's going to be a draw.
I'll take a draw, definitely, for that.
You know what? I think Forest might win that. I honestly do think Forest might win that because I think Southampton will be gone by that point.
Well, we will see. Only time will tell, as they say. Anthony, sticking with you, try and take off your Arsenal hat here for Tottenham versus Palace. I mean, all joking aside, though, Tottenham, what a mess that club is in. All right, they're not fighting relegation, but my God, Ennick couldn't sort of run a marathon, could they?
No, they couldn't. No, and obviously, with Conte leaving as well, that's probably a good thing for Tottenham fans. But it's like I said, Son's not scoring. Harry Kane's not producing the goods. Don't get me wrong. I've always said Harry Kane's a good striker, but in my opinion, he's not world class. But he's a good striker. But on this one, the way how it goes, and I think the way how Roy Hodgson is doing a job at Crystal Palace, Do I go for a Palace win or a draw?
Crystal Palace.
Don't let Brian you. Don't let him fool you. Don't do that.
Do you know what? I'll give. Yeah. Do you know what? I can see it. I'll go. I'll agree with Brad. I'll agree with Jesus. You know, I'll go for a Palace win.
Bless you, my son. You are saved a seat.
Yeah, I honestly can see that as well. I can see Palace beating Spurs because I think Stellini. I don't think he is. He's effectively just carrying over from Conte what's happened. They're in a complete and utter mess. I think they're in a transition period, and I think either way, I think Man United and Newcastle will get third and fourth spot. Which order that will be in? I
But
hope
we're not talking about the top 5 today, Greg.
Yes. Shall I shut
feel
up
like
then?
a teacher and you're a naughty schoolboy, and I'm going to keep putting you in your
I
place.
always was, though, Chris. I always was.
Yeah,
I was a little shit.
I'm going to have to
I tell you what, I can imagine.
I'm going to have to find a pub that I don't mind if we get barred from. Andy, please come in. West Ham hosting Man United. This could be interesting.
I reckon this will be a draw. I think it'll be an entertaining game. It always is when we play Man United. But I think we'll qualify in Europe, so a lot of games back to back. So I'm going to go for a draw.
Go for a draw for that one. Right. Apparently Spurs have just won the Under-17 Cup.
Great, now their first team claim they've got a trophy.
I don't know what at. Could have been the egg and spoon race. We know. Let's be honest.
Chris, they'd find a way to come second in a Spurs-only league.
Yes. Or third. That's
speciality.
Yeah. Anthony, Wolves Villa.
Wolves and Villa, Derby.
No, just Wolves and Villa. There's only two teams can play in a game. You may not have worked this out as an Arsenal fan. Derby County aren't even in the same division.
I know. I think this game would be end-to-end stuff. I really think it'd be a good game. I don't think there's going to be loads of goals in this one. But if I was to pick a winner, I would go Aston Villa. So they're just edged this one.
Villa. Brilliant. Andy, back to you. Away at Brentford.
Brentford win.
Really?
Yeah, we don't do well. We've only beat them in the cup. They've beat us. They've done the double over us.
Wow.
Every time they've come back. Ivan Toney always scores, and you can bet on that as well. So yeah.
I actually had you down for a win for that one.
It depends if Ben Rama turns up, but I think, like you said, our main priority is the Conference League.
Yeah. I mean, if you come away with that, and I will be honest with you, we obviously ended up in that one last year. I'll be jealous because I wanted ours to be the first English name on there and the first winner's name on there, and it wasn't to be. But yeah, if that, I don't care. For me, whatever the cup is, it's a cup, isn't it?
Can I just ask your like everyone else's opinion on it? Because obviously Mourinho cried when he won it with. I think Roma was the best team to win it last year, personally, to put their name on it. But everyone else just. But I don't know whether it's because none of the big sides. If one of the big sides won it, like in the English, the top six, I think everyone just, even Tottenham fans,
Let me throw that one to Anthony, because a lot of Arsenal fans at that point you weren't in Europe, and I think you'd finished 8th or something. And what I got off a lot of Arsenal fans is I'd sooner not be in Europe than be in the Conference League.
No, I totally disagree with that. I mean, it's like this season. I wanted to, as an Arsenal fan, I want the Premier League and I wanted the Europa League. And Arteta has sacrificed all cup competitions to me for obviously to go out to win the Premiership. But I thought that going out the Europa League, it could be a big blow, maybe for Arsenal doing that. So, I feel
You would have quite like you wouldn't have minded Arsenal being in it.
no, I wouldn't have mind Arsenal being in it. I mean, it's silverware and it's Europe. At the end of the day, still classified as a European trophy. So, to me, yeah, I would have liked them to still been in
The
it.
mad thing is, being a West Ham fan, if we win it, we're in Europa League again next year. It's mad.
Yeah.
So we'll be 3 years in a row in Europe for West Ham as well. It's mad.
Yeah.
One thing I'd love to be in Europe because I think it would just be a dream come true that we've never ever been there. We've never ever been there. We've been all the way down to League Two, but
maybe
the
in
one
the
thing I would
next 200
say,
years.
the one thing I would say though is I wouldn't want to be in Europe and then get relegated that same season. There's no point in getting to the semi-final of the Europa Conference League. You know, it would be amazing for Bournemouth. You know, amazing to go away to all these places. AEK Larnaca or something, whatever it was, that West Ham beat in the last round.
We played Iron Napa FC.
Iron Napa FC. Yeah, to be honest, it would be amazing. But at the end of the day, if we do that and then get relegated, there's absolutely no fucking point in it at all. Excuse my French.
James, would you have Everton in it?
I would, yeah, because it's Europe. And it's been a while since we've been in Europe as well. I mean, I get what Craig's saying, but it's been a bit of a while for us since we've been in Europe as well. So I take it.
But
And
what
Carl,
if Everton were relegated? You know, because say for example, you got far, but then was relegated that same season. Would you think, well, you know, what's the point of going through that whole competition to actually then drop out the Premier League?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, because the Premier League's like your bread and butter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Club like our size, and even West Ham and say Newcastle for the sake of it, the Premier League's the bread and butter for clubs like us.
Yeah.
Carl, I mean, you're probably hoping for World War III so Leeds can get into Europe, but would you be happy with the Conference League?
Yeah, I would actually. To be quite honest, I would actually. Listen, you know, we've missed those for a long, long time. We've missed those nights where we did beat the likes of AC Milan and they were team like Coruña, and then we played Real Madrid, Barcelona in those two group stages, which was different back in the time. But you know, when we got to the semi-finals, which at time that was one of the great Leeds team at the time that could have really challenged for the winning the Premier League and the Champions League. But you know, we always said that, you know, the Conference League would be a big name. One of our players since the era was part of that final team that got all the way to the final, and when it was up, he was their top scorer, their top assist. So you know, there's still dreams, but it's like I said, you do miss those nights. It's always good for the Premier League, and see what Hearts had to do, especially with Sat Robin Nielsen. But Hearts got into the Conference League after we got to the Europa League, and we played. You know, we're on the 2 wins, but it was a good experience going to Fiorentina and so forth.
Yeah, indeed. Right, Anthony, Chelsea Forest who can't seem to buy a win from home, and Chelsea who have got Frank Lampard. Which way do you see it going?
Well, it's got to be a win here for Chelsea. It's got to be a win here for Frank Lampard. But I tell you what, if Frank Lampard loses this game, it won't surprise me that the Chelsea owner might turn around and say, "Right, go on then, mate. You're off." Next.
Yeah. Oh, God. Here we go. Craig, in as few words as possible, what are you going to do away at Palace?
This is a hard game.
Well, Harry says 6-1. It's a Bournemouth.
6-1. I can't see that. To be honest, Palace look very, very good. Erebici Eze and Michael Elise are fantastic. Those two in midfield, they're trouble. And Roy Hodgson, to be fair, under Vieira, he wasn't getting the best out of those two. Hodgson is getting the best out of them now. So I'm going to go for a draw on this one.
I think that's probably fair, to be honest with you. James, oh, God almighty, you're running. Jesus Christ. You're at home and you do well at home, but you're welcoming Manchester City. Oh, you have my sympathy, mate. You have my sympathy.
Away win next.
I don't.
No, no,
don't
no,
think-
no. We
But,
can't.
but at this point, I think because Goodison, when things are getting tough, will be it's going to be a cauldron of fire.
I reckon a draw. I actually reckon a draw. You've got a good record
yeah.
against City.
Who's smoking drugs saying a draw?
I know. Those Everton fans have not been
Not
part of
me.
that.
Not me.
But
I actually think
Goodison's
a
going
draw.
to be a real cauldron at that point because the thing is Everton. If I'm doing the maths right in my head, Everton will be in the bottom three at that point, and the Everton faithful don't stand for that. They will not stand for that, and we've seen earlier in the season they won't stand for it. So I think it'll be getting
was a
pretty
cauldron.
nasty at that point.
It was a cauldron last year, and I know we had Elton Wellesby on, obviously big Everton fan, ex. I'm going to drop a name now, Craig, ex ITV anchor, sports anchor, and good friend of the station. and he said, like, the fans at Goodison are amazing, but this is Manchester City, isn't it, James? So
yeah. And how are you going to stop Haaland? That's the thing.
You tell Pep to sub him off at half time. That's what we did. We stopped him.
Carl, I shouldn't be laughing at everybody else's fixtures, but you've got Newcastle at home, which I suppose, in a way, then they have let a few games slip just recently.
I know that, but listen, it depends on the teams that we play, the formation, the starting 11. Because, look, I don't know. I think Newcastle, the way they lost to Villa was very sloppy, very, very sloppy. But Eddie Howe I have to say, he's had a good record against us. So I can't back away with that one. I think we've, especially the last he came to the club, to Newcastle. I think Newcastle, I have to say with this one, I think Newcastle might edge this one. But if the Elon crowd is not disrupted and can get behind the players, because that's what we're going to need at the moment, these home games. And yeah, I'm going to have to I have to back my boys just about if we can do a shot result, depending on where Newcastle is, if they've already qualified for the Champions League or not.
So which are we going for?
I'm going just a home win, just about.
A home win?
Just going on what like Craig said about Goodison. That's something you guys have got to do at Ellen Road. Make it hostile for all the opposite. Get fully behind your team. That's all you got to do in your remaining matches.
And that's what we have to do against Leicester. We have to be hostile, regardless what everyone's going to say. We go down. We're going to be hostile. We have to make hostile.
Yeah, exactly. So
at this rate, Brad, I think we're going to get Leicester into Europe.
Yeah, I can't wait. Andy, when we're playing you in the Conference League final next year, mate, it's going well for us at the moment.
It is. Look, Liverpool, God. Brad, we scored all 3 goals and we still lost 2-1 last time. Liverpool, I wish I was playing this game about 2 months ago with the team that we've got, the management team we've got in place now. Can you see anything from this? We are at home.
Yeah, but this is the point for me where I think Leicester need to make sure they're all but safe. It might be a case of semantics. Mathematically, we need a point or something daft like that. But I think we get to this game, we've got 9 out of 12 points from the games before. We'll be sitting a lot better. I mean, we've relegated Southampton so hard that they're in League 2 at the moment. So that's one position we're all safe with. And I think this might be a game where Liverpool kind of get their stride a little bit because, again, Leicester have taken the foot off the gas. So I'm going to surprise you here a little bit. I haven't got Bournemouth tinted glasses on like Craig. I actually do see Liverpool winning this game, despite being at home. So I'm going for an away win.
I went for that as well in mind. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think Liverpool are just not necessarily, going to change the season around, but they are just, well, we saw what they did to Leeds, didn't we? Anthony, Man United.
We just made Liverpool look good and we were just bad. That was a 2 combination. So,
Well, yeah, very true.
Yeah. Anthony, Man United, Wolves.
You've broken
I'll
it.
have to go for I'll have to go for a Man United win on this one, Chris.
I thought you'd fallen asleep, to be honest with you.
They're just legit. Because I'm thinking about all the players they've got out injured for the rest of the season. Manchester United. Nobody's obviously, not thinking of that. But I'll just put me down for a Manchester United win on that one.
A Man United win. Okay.
Yeah.
Stick with you, Anthony. Southampton, Fulham. Mitrovic will be back for this.
Mitrovic will be back for that one. I don't think he's going to score in that game, though. He never really scores when he comes back from injury, or whether he's, whether his red cards or whatever, like a disciplinary. So he never really scores on his return in the game. So, do you know what? I'm gonna go for a shocking result on this one. I'm gonna go for a draw.
Well, you said
You
shocking.
build that up.
Southampton win.
Do you know what, Anthony? I was hoping that you was going to turn around and say Mitrovic is going to be really, really angry. He's going to be coming back from suspension and he's going to absolutely tear Southampton a new one.
That's what I was about to think as well. Yeah.
Oh, here we go, guys. Right, Bournemouth, Man United, Craig.
So I just write home win now for you, Craig.
No, I'm going to be realistic. Away win next.
Bloody hell. Hang on. I'm going to clip that bit as well. 126.
No, to be honest, I can't see us beating Man United. At this point in time, Man United will be after that Champions League spot, and they're not going to let up.
These, by the way, are the penultimate games that we're looking at the moment. If you're watching, you've not got long to go. Stick with us. And you used to think that Children in Need went on a long time. Wait till you come into a chat with Brad and Craig. Anthony, Brighton, Southampton.
It's just going to go one way on this one, Chris. He's going to go for a Brighton win.
Brilliant. And then stick with you for Fulham Palace.
Fulham and Palace. Put that down as a draw.
A draw. Okay. Man City, Chelsea. I'm guessing this is because Chelsea are it's of 11th, so they're in the bottom.
Yeah.
Half of the table.
You know what? I think Chelsea will give Man City a game here. I think they will give them a good game. And
of diddlywinks, of
tiddlywinks, grass and snakes and ladders. Maybe a game of Monopoly. But do you know what? I can see this game. I reckon it's going to be a draw.
And what have you been smoking?
I know.
I was going to say, you've been on the shaggy or something.
You literally be smoking at. Yeah.
No, that is definitely his Arsenal head talking there, isn't it? It's his Arsenal brain just kicked
I'm
in
afraid,
there.
Anthony, I'm going to have to overrule you. Chelsea are not going to get anything at Manchester
Thank you.
City with
No
Frank
chance.
Lampard. I've got to overrule you.
Okay, you can overrule me, but do Man City win then?
You've got to admire his Arsenal heart there, though.
Yeah, I know.
Look, he knows I would be happy for Arsenal to win it. I really would, not just to shut the fans up, but the fact that somebody else is actually winning it. So I do hope Arsenal.
I could see why you say that though, because I think Lampard would be making a statement of intent by getting something against Man City.
No,
I do. Yes. No, I agree.
Brad, Leicester away to Newcastle. Good God.
Home win. Move on. Next.
This is all. Oh, hang on. 29. This is unbelievable. Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. Anthony.
Let him take it.
Anthony, are you going? It's got to be an away win.
Yeah, it's a wee win. Definitely a wee win.
I mean, what did
5-0.
you do? Was it 4-0 last time?
It was 4-0 last time. We'll go 5.
You can go 5. And Spurs Brentford.
Do you know what? I'll put that down in the draw. Spurs and Brentford, a draw.
Right. Andy, oh, what a game. Penultimate game. One could be safe, one could be down, or it's all riding on this. Well, I don't think he'll be riding on it for you, but we'll come to Carl obviously after. It could be for him. Andy, how do you see this one?
If we get to the semi-final, we'll be playing the semi-final on the Thursday, and this game will get moved to the Sunday. So it depends. That's the second leg as well. So depending if we get through to the final, the players might be on the piss. And I think we will be safe then. And Leeds beat us at home last year, but I'm gonna. Yeah, Harrison just destroyed us. But I'm gonna go for a draw.
Go for a draw. Carl, you might need this to stay up.
We do. Listen, if Jack Harrison can get the best of that he was at that game, at that fixture last season, I think Leeds would get a win out of this one because Jack Harrison just I think signing that long contract was needed because it was so much issues, and he's probably been, even though we've had a poor season, he's been one of our few best players. So I'm gonna have to go with a Leeds win with this one.
Yeah, go for a Leeds win. That means Anthony. One's gone for a draw, one's gone for an away win. Which way are you going to go with it?
Do you know what? I think I'll go for a draw on this one.
Go for a draw, right. James, away at Wolves. They could be safe by then. And
they're on the beach already. They're on the beach already, but they're still getting results. I reckon Everton could get the result.
I reckon
Wolves are fine. Wolves will be fine. It depends on how everyone else is in the table, including us. So it's a game we've got to get something, depending on how the rest of the remaining games pan out. Again, our away record, Dave. I don't think we'll get. We'll try and give Wolves a game, but I can only see Wolves just edging it.
James, let me ask you this: do you think if a team is safe, do you think it makes a difference? Do you think they take the foot off the gas, or or do they actually honestly look at it and think, well, this is going to affect 2 or 3 other teams possibly?
I don't know. I don't think judging by the manager, because of the manager they've got, I don't think he'll allow them to let them take the foot off the gas. So Wolves will want to try and pick up as many points as they can, just to see where they end up. So it's going to be, I don't know. I think they'll edge it. It's down to us at the end of the day to get something, but I just think Wolves will be too much.
You're right. So you're going to go for a Wolves win.
I think Lopetegi or whatever his name is, I can't even say it. I think what he'll be wanting to do is put himself in that window for next season. Because I think there is a risk if Wolves start slowly, the next year that he'll be out the door. So I think he'll want to build up a little bit of momentum this season to go into next year. I think there's a very talented side there at Wolves, and they should be okay.
Anyway, let's just move on. We're nearly over, and you've still not grasped the idea of this show, have you, Craig?
No. To be honest, I like assessing and looking at the statistics, as you probably know, Chris.
Don't let me invite him back on again.
I'll tell you what. I can tell you a story about this. No. All right.
No, you can't. In fact, if
1995.
If you're talking stories, we'll just do that.
God! I tell you what,
he would be there until the Bournemouth games comes up.
He would get the most expensive audio book ever, wouldn't he? Because it'd be 4,000 pages long.
I tell you what, that's what I need to go into, Brad.
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
We are
Always
down to
thinking
the
of
last
Job
game.
opportunity.
We are down to the last game now. We're down to which will be the Sunday, the 28th of May. Everybody is kicking off at 4:30. Anthony, you are hosting Wolves at the Emirates. Are you going to do
Yeah.
everybody a favour? Will you have won it by then, or will it all be down to this game?
I think we may have won it by then, but I spoke to Harry Redknapp last night on the phone, and he predicted that Arsenal 3-0 win in this game. So it was.
I love it. I love it.
Hang on, I'm going to try and say that needs. I'm not sure.
Hang on. Let me just text him. Hang on.
Oh,
Hi, Harry. How do you think it will go after?
Evening, welcome along. Breaking news: Harry Redknapp has made an appearance on Up the Cherries in all departments.
Just in case nobody is aware.
Just in case nobody knew. Just in case.
Wait, you mean to tell me he's made an appearance on your channel, Craig? I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, he has. Have you watched it yet?
I've got the perfect one for you, Craig. Here we go.
Your opinion is wrong.
Anthony, that was a new one I did today. I love that one. Anthony, you're hosting Wolves. Like I say, will you have won it by then, or what did Harry say to you?
I hope we won it. I mean, obviously, I'm going to go for Arsenal win on this one, Chris. But I didn't predict. I think did you all before I came on? Did you predict the Arsenal Man City game before that?
No, we didn't.
No, because neither of those teams are in the bottom half. So.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So Arsenal win on this one.
And then talking about Man City travelled to Brentford on the last day, so they're away. You're at home. Now I know what you'd be hoping for, but what do you honestly take?
It's going to have to be it's going to be a Man City win, though, isn't it?
I think you're right. Unfortunately,
yeah,
yes, you're right. And sticking with you again, 3 on the trot. Chelsea hosting Newcastle. Hello?
Now, you're not going to overrule me on this one, are you? Because
sorry,
my mind's telling me
on the screen when I'm typing the things in. So when I hear this sort of silence, I'm thinking, has he gone?
Yeah. my mind's telling me a draw, so I'm going to have to go with my head. Is seeing a draw. Chelsea Newcastle.
Yeah, and then four in a row. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest.
Well, I'll have to go for a Palace win.
Yeah, I think so. It's away from home.
Yeah.
James, first of all, come to you or you won't get a word in. You are hosting Bournemouth on the last day. Wow, I didn't realise that. OMG. Oh, my God. You and you're at home. Obviously, I think you'd probably be grateful you're at home. But you've got to go and win that one, possibly looking at, aren't you?
We have to. And I'm looking at the way Bournemouth have been, I think, Craig, you guys will be fine. So the pressure's really mainly on us. So I think the pressure will be off Bournemouth. It depends on, as I said with the last game, depends on how the other games pan out. So I've got this. I think this has got a draw of it, no lively, which obviously won't be enough.
But you finished up everybody, Craig.
Right. This was the game.
This is the great game where you finally saw the host having a breakdown.
So after the Brighton game, me and Matt were walking back to the car, and I was saying I actually fear this game. I fear it because I thought Goodison is going to be a cauldron. It's going to be intense. It's going to be hard. There's going to be a real. The Everton players will not want to lose this game. We've got a very good track record against Everton. But with that in mind, I think Everton will need something from this game. I think Everton will win it. I think we'll be safe. I think Everton will win it.
Wow.
Only,
Say
and
that
I
again.
tell you,
Say it again, so we
I
know
think,
what
again,
you're
because
saying.
I'm
I
hearing
think,
things.
I honestly think, you know, even if we were still in the mix and really struggling to stay up, I think Everton will win this game because I think their fans will make it as intense, as horrible as possible, because there is that determination to get them across the line. I can't see anything but an Everton win at the end of the season.
I'm surprised you said that. 'Cause I thought Anthony would have said that anyway because I thought he had the last
Let's
say.
take it to Anthony. Anthony, do you agree with me
We don't know. We don't need to
it's
take
going
it
to
to
be
Anthony.
horrible?
No, we don't need
last
to
game of
take
the
it to
season?
Anthony because we've got an Everton and a Bournemouth fan have both gone for wins.
No, I said a draw.
Oh, you said a draw, did you?
What
Yeah, I
one?
said a draw.
I think
I
You did say a
apologise,
draw.
then, Anthony. I can't go back. So, Anthony, please
No.
go for an Everton win.
I honestly think you. I think honestly, James, I think you'll win because I think that the fans will really, really, really get behind that side. Honestly,
We
mate, I
could
think.
do, but I said we're just going to have to see how the results pan out.
Anthony, which way do you think it's going to go?
The Leeds and what's that?
The
Tottenham.
Everton Bournemouth. Sorry, Everton Bournemouth.
Oh, the Everton and Bournemouth. I think that's going to go a draw. Draw the piece.
Okay, so we're going to have to. That is my fault. I apologise for that. We'll have to rearrange the points at the end. The next game is over to you, Carl, hosting the Cocks of North London, Tottenham. How do you see? What do you see getting anything from this game?
Look, with this Spurs side, they're just doing like so. What Craig says, the lead just carrying the same shit that Conte's done, and I think some of those Spurs fans don't look forward to the last game of the season because especially if they don't because they're not going to be in the Champions League, but if they miss out on Euro, it's going to be a lot of questions going on for Spurs going on.
Yeah,
Leeds, we did beat them 2 seasons ago, but we haven't beaten them since then. We had a chance to beat them at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium before the World Cup break, and we had that opportunity. We missed that chance to get that draw. So, listen, if Everton if it's that Everton Bournemouth game is going to be critical if we don't get it, I have to back my boys to get something out of this one because, like I said, the Ellen Road fans will be back there, unlike the Everton fans at the moment who are backing them, but we don't see that intent like it was last season when they had with Charlison. They don't have anyone like that at the moment. Where Leeds has still got one or two players can still have that effect. So, look, I will back my boys anyway. I think we need to get a win.
you're going to go for a win for that one,
And I think you will beat Tottenham.
And I think that they're just going to have to be accepting that their season's another crap season, to be honest with you. But we're going to go for a Leeds win.
I think those 2 games are going to be absolutely critical. Those 2 games, Everton us and Leeds versus Tottenham, with that, we'll decide who goes down.
I think it
Andy, let's
draws.
come
I
to you
think
first.
Okay. What with between Leeds and Tottenham?
No, it was a Leeds win, wasn't it? We've only got a Leeds guy in. Yeah. Andy, West Ham come to Leicester on the last day of the season.
Hopefully we're in the final, so none of the players would want to get injured. I'm going for a Leicester win.
Okay, wow. Love you. I've always said what a great and a fair fan you were. You are welcome on the channel anytime, sir. Brad.
I saw a meme post put up last night that made me chuckle, and it was West Ham and Leicester players when they realised a draw will keep them both up, and every player was just sat on the floor like that. So for that purpose, I would love a draw, but because Andy's so confident of making the Europa Conference League final, let Leicester home win that. I'll make it easier on your head. Anthony, so you don't have to go through the draw
Can I
again.
just say, the big thing that works in Leicester's favour in this relegation battle is that Michael Owen thinks we'll go down. And let's be honest with you, he's no fucking idea what he's talking about. So we're not going to stay up comfortably. Michael Owen said we'd go down.
It's normally Mark Lawrenson's the worst one.
Yeah, oh, no. He's a hell. Michael Owen, good God.
Mark Lawrence, sorry to interrupt. The season when we finished sixth, if Mark Lawrenson's results were correct, we would have finished bottom on 18 points.
Really? Oh God! It would be a pundit. It would be a pundit. Anthony, Man United hosting Fulham on the last day.
Man United hosting Fulham. I think it's going to be a draw. I think Mitrovic has scored for Fulham, but Man United's got nothing up front to offer. I mean, Weghorst can't score in a bloody barn, can't he? You know,
He's the worst signing. I just don't understand.
He's the worst. Signing. Yeah, I mean, Martial's he's not a prolific goal scorer, but he has a few chances. Their best chance is from the midfield, from Anthony to Sancho to Bruno Fernandes. But yeah, I can see it being a draw personally.
Right. Yeah. Scott is reminding us of some really awful Leicester results. Thank you very much.
Did I do this one?
No.
I was gonna say Liverpool are going to batter Southampton 9-0. Yeah. Just for good old time's sake, they're going to get another 9-0 win, but this time against our friends down the M27.
I think it will not go Southampton's way anyway, but let's see what Anthony says.
No, I can see it being a Liverpool win. It's not going to be many goals. I reckon it'd be 3-0 Liverpool.
Listen, I'm agreeing with Doug. He's going to go there for probably 9-0. So
I tell you what, I will piss myself laughing for. Honestly, that'd be the funniest thing I've ever seen if Southampton sign out of the Premier League with a 9-0 thrashing. Why is Liverpool playing Fulham, by the way?
I think I was just looking at that because it is not a game on the last day, but of course we've got the semi-finals of the FA Cup this weekend, so I think some games are not yet have a day.
Of the rearranged games, yeah.
Yeah, so they're not actually a date put aside for them. So Anthony, in fact, I'm just looking at it here. Apparently, this game is. Oh no, that's Arsenal Southampton. There's 3 games to be confirmed: Brighton, Man City, Man United, Chelsea as well, and Newcastle, Brighton. Apparently, Liverpool, Fulham. Anthony.
Liverpool and Fulham. I'm going to go. I'll go Liverpool on that one.
Liverpool. Andy, Man City, West Ham.
Home win.
Okay. Oh, right, those were the last 2 games that we covered. Now, please, if there's a God up there, otherwise we're going to have to start all over again.
We do, especially for that Everton Bournemouth game, yeah. So,
yeah.
Commiserations to any Southampton fans that have watched from the start to the finish. Your club's been relegated to the conference because of us.
Yes, yeah. we have to take 2 points off Everton and add 1 point onto Leeds when we get the final table. But I have actually asked. What Brad has been doing throughout the show is writing all the predictions down, so he'll let me know them later, and I will just double check.
Just before you move on, Chris.
No, pause and pick him out. Move on.
I honestly think. Keep in mind that Everton and that Leeds swing. I think that could actually swing either way.
We've got to take 2 points like the Everton, and we've got to add 1 to yourself. So here we go. Are you ready?
Go on then.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Where the hell do you click? Hang on.
You have to type in your email address, Chris.
No thanks. Press the button under the subscribe button. No thanks. I just want the results.
Ah, there we go. Yes, and
there we are. See, Cole's on the ball. Cole's on the ball.
Are we ready, everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here we go. So, this is going to be interesting. Right, I can do this.
Oh,
Brentford.
no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Well, we're safe anyway. We're all right. We're all right. Don't worry.
If only I had that that music, the old adult channel music to play, but I deleted.
Oh God!
I could play this. No, probably not.
No.
I didn't know he was going to do this. I could have had some really good music lined up for this, but here we go. Brentford will end up in 9th with 51 points. Fulham, in 10th with 47. I feel like Anton Decker doing the X Factor. In 11th, we have Crystal Palace with 46. Already in 12th, Chelsea with 45. Still none of our teams. It's like waiting for the ball to be picked out, isn't it, in the FA Cup? But that's all we've got time for tonight.
It's definitely Southampton and Forest that are down. It's definitely Southampton and Forest are down.
No, it's definitely Southampton and Ulster are down.
Yeah,
we will find out. We will find out straight after this.
Hello, Matt Elliott here. Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
And welcome back. And here we go. Oh, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that.
I found glitched then when he said, "Come on, you foxes." It sounded like he said, "Come on, you and it glitched.
It's his accent. He was thinking of Arsenal when he said that. Right, here we go. In 13th, I'm thinking this will be Bournemouth. Yes, Bournemouth.
Get in. There we go.
13th with 42 points.
Exactly. Now, I tell you what. In fact, and this is the funny thing. That's the point tally that I think we'll finish on.
Well, if you do, I say, 13th safe and congratulations.
I bet it's gonna be less than
14th. We have got Leicester.
You see.
Whoa! What? Wow.
Well, it would match the Great Escape Part 1.
Yes, it would. It would. Well, 38 points. God. So when does pinching yourself become self-harming? I think that's what it is at the moment. Okay, in 14th it is Leicester, which is funnily enough, Brad, where we ended up when we did the Great Escape.
I know. It mirrors that. So we're safe, mate. We're good at predicting this stuff. We know our history.
You say that, yeah.
In 15th, Leeds United.
Days are gone. That's all I need.
Where are West Ham? Surely not.
No.
Where's Everton?
Because I've done us to win a couple at least. So
Wolves are 16th.
Really?
Oh,
Ham are 17th.
Really?
Oh, Everton. Oh, never.
Everton
That can't be that much of a gap, surely.
West Ham not low.
Forest are 19th, and Southampton are 25th. So taking 2 points off Everton isn't going to make an awful lot of difference. They'll still stay in 18th, and adding 1 point onto Bournemouth would not give them anything.
Oh no, 1 point onto Leeds, wasn't it?
Which will be
it was 1 point onto. It was 1 point onto Leeds, wasn't it?
Again, doesn't really
you was giving
much.
us. You was giving us a point. Yes, you was giving us a point. We just get a little bit closer to Chelsea.
Yeah.
God,
you can't even give them bloody points.
Never.
I'll be perfectly honest, though. Be perfectly honest. I don't think it's going to be as wide a gap as that. I think
I tell you what
the gap
we're going
is going
to
to be
do.
tighter.
We'll go round everybody individually, ask you your thoughts before you leave. So I'm going to do it, everybody, and we'll go first to Craig. Craig, what do you think? You'd take that, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. I'd be delighted with that position. I did say at the start, of this, I did say the other day, 42 points was where I think we'd sit. Um, I think we're safe. I still think we need to do a bit, but I think 37 points will keep you in the Premier League this season, and we're 4 points off that. And I think out of our next 3 games, which is West Ham, Leeds, and Southampton, of course, Southampton's in the middle, away, I think we'll get that from those 3 games. I think we'll get 6 points at least.
And where can people find Harry Redknapp's favourite channel?
Of course. So Harry Redknapp's favourite channel is called UTCIAD. So you can find us on YouTube, on Twitter. So just search for us, give us a subscription. Definitely watch what Harry Redknapp says about the relegation.
Okay, Craig Dong. Otherwise, you'll be here for the next 20 minutes promoting his shows. Thanks to Craig, up the cherries and Aldi Palms. I will be adding all the links later in the descriptions below. So Bournemouth there finishing in 13th. Brad, let's come to you next because Leicester. Let me just bring Leicester up. Where are we? Let me take myself off solo. I don't know why that happened, and put Brad onto solo. 14th, you'd take that, wouldn't you?
Mate, I'd take 17th right now, so 14th is an absolute bonus. Maybe some of these results by all of us have been done with our own tinted glasses on, but yeah, 14th, I'd take it. Like I said, 17th and high keeps you in the Premiership. I'll be very happy with where we finished, given our predictions. And I like whatever James is drinking because he clearly thinks he'll lose every single game this season for the rest of it. So,
yes, he does. Brad, where can people find you?
Well, they can find Gary Lineker's favourite channel at Top 10 Battles. And Harry Redknapp's favourite Twitter to follow is at Full Time Focus. So if you want two legends of 2 clubs there, you want to steal and hijack, go and check them out there. But support everybody else's channel, including Chris's, the host of this channel, obviously. Do that first before you go and search my stuff. These have got more important things.
Oops. I took you out much too soon there.
It's all right. That's what happened with my ex.
Yeah. She took you out?
Yeah, she just took me out.
All right, Brad. Thank you very much, mate. I'll speak to you probably tomorrow just to check the scores and everything.
Yeah.
All the best, mate. Top 10 Battles, that is where you find him. Cheers, mate. Next in the list, it is Carl, the Leeds fan. 15th, mate. 15th. You must be happy. Oops.
You tried to move it earlier. Yeah.
There we go.
I would take 15th any day as long as we can get certain players back. Listen, we've not been beaten that embarrassing like that for a while, so got to give us credit. But when we miss certain players, we struggle. But we hope for getting those players back will be vital for us. But yeah, I'll take 15 plus any time. I would do to get those certain results to get out of that relegation battle.
Yeah. And where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at the Totally Levy and Hall Football Podcast here on YouTube. You can find me at LH Football Pod on Twitter, and my personal Twitter is CarlLevy92. You can find us on the podcast streaming services, both audio and video on Spotify, Apple, Google, and other podcast platform services. We are getting over 50 subscribers, so we are trying to get more subscribers over the next towards the end of the season.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, sir. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, Chris. Take care, guys.
Thanks to Carl there, and let us now we're coming down to the bottom ones here, aren't we? Andy, West Ham, you are 17th and staying up. I don't know, that has got to be the biggest surprise of the whole night.
To be honest, like I said, I think I was just trying to be fair as well, because I think there is a couple of winnable games, but like I said, my priority is the Conference League. I think we've just got enough. So yeah, I can't grumble, mate. If we come out with a trophy, it'll be our most successful season in 43 years. So yeah, definitely.
You will take winning the Conference League and finishing 17th? Obviously,
100%. 100%. Do you know what? I would take relegation and win the Conference League. I really would.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I would. If
Wow.
I'm being honest.
Would you take? Oh yeah, then, and I've got to ask you this because somebody asked me this about Rodgers earlier. Would you take getting relegated if it meant getting rid of Moyes?
Oh, he needs to go. I think I've heard rumours circulating that the board and Moyes have agreed to go at the end of the season, and it's exciting times to be a West Ham fan because we've got some good players, and I think Moyes is just out. He's just too old-fashioned for the Premier League now. I think we just need another manager with fresher ideas. For example, Carrick. I would even take Graham Potter. A few people have said Brendan Rodgers. I think maybe he would be.
No, do not. I like West Ham. Do not take Brendan Rodgers.
Some West Ham fans have. Yes.
Club. He will reduce your players.
Okay, Chris. Potter or Carrick?
Yeah, there we go. I'm telling you this as a friend. All right? But look, you're not doing a channel now, but thank you so much for coming on and being honest, and all the best on Thursday night in the conference.
Thanks for having me on, Chris. Take care, everyone. See you later.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. So here we go. And there was two. No, there's not. There's more than that. I've got people further down here. I'm sorry, James. 18th. Is this? Do you honestly think that you will go down?
Yeah, I think this is the season. I think that bottom three is accurate. I think Forest will struggle as well, but yeah, I think this is our time is done in the Premier League, and I don't think we'll come back anytime soon.
Wow. And I mean, as a team that went down having just built a new stadium, that could be yourselves, because that's what happened to us. Brand new stadium to walk into, and we ended up playing in the Championship.
Well, whether that goes ahead, that's the thing. Because finance, we need the club are trying to. Well, the owner's trying to find investment for the stadium, but there's hardly any money there. So,
but hasn't it been chosen for our
for the Euros? Yeah, but Everton's problem is if there's no if there's not enough investment, that stadium will just get rented. It won't be Everton's official ground or anything. It'll just be rented.
Well, again, has he not got a lot of money? I thought your owner was fairly rich.
Well, everyone says that, but it's what's his face? Anthony, we know him. Usmanov. He was at Arsenal.
Oh, Usmanov, yeah, the Russian,
yeah, because I mean, him and because they're both business partners. Apparently, mainly coming from Usmanov, and he's got nothing to do with our club.
No,
it's just because of his company that sponsors our training ground.
He's got a hell of a lot of money using off, and it was Arsene Wenger, and also the Arsenal fans wanted him to buy out the Cronkies. Yeah. Not Cronkies owning Arsenal. They wanted Usmanov to own Arsenal, but he offered him. I think he offered $2 billion to Stan Kroenke to buy Arsenal, and Kroenke turned it down straight away. So he ended up buying him out. So it is what it is. But yeah.
Anthony, all the best, mate, for the rest of James, all the best for the rest of the season. Anybody who goes down, and I've still got money on Leicester going down, if I'm honest with you. So it's football at the end of the day, and it
is,
I'd sooner have a club that goes down and is still a club, and rather than sort of try and spend to stay up and then do a derby and get into trouble.
We'll end up like a Betty. That's my biggest fear. We could end up like a Betty.
Yeah, no, it's not past any club that could happen to. Sean Dyche, will he be the man to stay on and try and bring you back up?
I think, for me, he stays because he's experienced in that division, and you need to give him you need to give them the backing, and we can't keep changing managers every time. No. If Dyche should have got the job before the World Cup. The time to get rid of Lampard would have been just before the World Cup, but we left it too late. So, in my opinion,
Well, James, thank you very much, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season, and let's hope we're talking in one way or another next season.
Yeah, cheers, lads. Take care.
All
Cheers,
the best,
James.
mate. Take
Ta-ra.
care. Bye-bye. Anthony, thank you so
Chris.
much for coming on, young man.
That's okay.
When I say young man, of course, I should have gone to Specsavers. So those are the three that were going down. As that gentleman is doing there. Look, I'm going to talk the other end quickly because you're here. Worried, or you had the game against West Ham in your hands. What went wrong? I mean, when I left it was 2-1, and I thought the 3 points were yours.
Yeah, I feel that you couldn't fault the what happened on in the first half, Chris. I think the first half was a brilliant first half. The second half was dire. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think Partey had a good game. Saying that, I didn't think Saka had a good game. And a person that doesn't have a good game, why give him the opportunity of taking a penalty? You know, nothing against Saka. I think he's a good player. I just felt that he was poor in that game. I would have let Jesus take the penalty. Hopefully, we could have won that game 3-2 and just held on, like, sort of thing, you know. Yeah. But I know is a draw. But to me, when that full-time whistle went, that draw, it felt like a defeat. To be honest with you. So you know, we just got.
It would. Yeah, I mean, Man City, 5 wins on the trot, and you are there next game. You've got Southampton next, but you've drawn your last two. Obviously, like I say, West Ham, which did us no favours. Thank you very much, and Liverpool. If they've got a game in hand on you as well, and if they win that, they're only a point behind you.
Yeah. It's like what I said. You've got to put the both games into perspective. Liverpool and West Ham, you know, going 2-0 up, and then come out the game drawing 2-2, making silly mistakes at the end, and you know, obviously not being in the game as well. So that's what happened to us. You know, I felt that we were lucky to get a point against Liverpool because, you know, Salah missed their penalty as well, and they had too many chances. But I mean, with Man City is a game. I think whoever's going to win that game is going to win the league, Chris. You know, it's obvious. Whoever's going to win that game, they'll win the league. So, but hopefully, if we can't win it, I mean, my heart says Arsenal, but my head says it's going to be a draw. Yeah. So, you know, is there
exciting for the neutral, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be more exciting for the neutral. Yeah, but I feel, you know, even if if we can win, or if not, even if we can draw, we're still even if we draw against Man City, we're still top of that Premier League. But it's obviously how the other results go on against. I mean, we've both got Chelsea to play. I think with Man City, they've got more of the bottom teams to play. So you've got both teams fighting it out for relegation, and obviously Man City to win the league. So it's not necessarily a walk in the park there. I mean, obviously you favour Man City, but you know, football's a funny old game, and anything can happen.
As somebody once said, it's a funny old game. Good luck in the title race, mate. Anyway, I know, all joking aside, with Arsenal, we love Arsenal fans because they're so easy to to wind up. But I would like to see you for the. Win it, to be honest with you, just for something different. But look, thank you very much. Where can people find you, sir?
Yeah, people can find me. I'm on a show. I do Friday nights. I use Gunners from All Corners. I'm not going to do it this Friday because obviously the Arsenal game. But I bring on Arsenal fans, and we just have a laugh and a debate, and we just talk about the Arsenal basically. And you can find that on.
Just realised next game you're going to be sat on the fence, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to be sat on the fence. Nah. It's got to be the Arsenal. It's got to be the Arsenal. It's make or break time. It's make or break time, you know, for us. So, you know, fingers crossed we win it.
Good luck, mate.
And you, Chris.
All the best, and hopefully we will be speaking to you next season. Who knows? Who knows at this point? It's going to go down to the wire,
No.
methinks. All the
It
best,
could
mate.
go down to the wire. Yeah. All right, cheers, Chris.
Thanks for coming on. Take care, mate. Cheers.
All right,
Bye-bye.
cheers. Bye.
Bye-bye. Make sure that you put check out everybody's channel. I'm going to go and add, in a minute, I'm going to go and add the links in the description below. Look, that's how we had it ending up. We'll just take it up a bit. I'm not sure if you can see. So the three that are going down, according to the guys tonight with the predictions for their own teams, were Everton, Nottingham Forest, and Southampton. Even with the points change over for me getting it wrong, it would still be in that order. And quite a big gap, which makes me think it will probably not go down to the last day. I think West Ham personally will do better than that. But let me just have a look. So that's the three that we've got they had going down. I actually had these because I had Everton, Leeds, and Southampton. Sorry, Carl. He's going to hate me. But I had it a lot tighter. Southampton I'd got on 24, Everton on 27, Leeds on 30, Forest on 31. So it was really a lot tighter. And whether I was being more honest than Brad, I don't know. But I'd got Leicester finishing on 34 in 16th. So not quite the European places. But there we go. Look, I'd say thank you to all the guests that came on. Thank you to everybody that joined us, whichever channel that you joined us from, because I know we were streaming to a few of the guest channels as well. Make sure you support them. If you came on to watch them on here, make sure you give them a support and make sure that you subscribe to them as well. And if you want to, I will be adding the links in afterwards as well. Let me just get rid of that. Then I can put myself in full beautiful view. And we are going to be back tomorrow night. Cheers, Nate. Thank you so very, very much. Oh, a last joke here from Doug. Chewing gum for sale. It's in mint condition. Oh. Wah. I don't even know. I redid all the things today. I don't know if I've got a. No, I can't find it, so I can't give him a moan. But look, we'll be back tomorrow night at 8:00. 8:00 is the new 9:00. The fact that I'm starting an hour earlier is not just because we had Craig on, although I have to be honest with you, that did help. Otherwise, we'd be going over 2 days. But all the shows moving forward are going to be 8:00 starts, and because basically it means I can go and still have some night left when I finish doing those. So thank you to very, very much to everybody, like I say, that was in. Thank you to everybody that was in the chat joining in, and the mods, Scott, and everybody else. And if you've been listening to us on podcasts, thank you very much for listening on your podcasts. Just as a reminder.
Leicester Till I Die podcasts on the Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Anchor, and all podcast platforms.
Something is coming. Something big.
This has been LTid TV on Leicester Till I Die. I've been Chris, and this is Marilyn. Good night.
These videos are so dreamy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification bell.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.